Hey everyone, today we're going to be taking a close look at the build and specs of my AIO single cut, which has a very nice AAA flamed top on it. Really nice depth on this top. We're taking a look at what pickups and electronics come with these guitars. And the inlay work, which is abalone, was what it says, on a rosewood board. Going to do some cleaning and polishing and just an overall look inside and out of this guitar. Stay tuned. Alright guys, looking at the AIO website, as we can see they have quite a few different style guitars available that most of you are probably familiar of. As we scroll to the Wolf electric brand guitars that are available, let's see, next page, yeah, there it is right there. Alright, so as we can see the current price is $489. Now that does not include a case. As you can see from the drop down, they do have cases available at two different price points. And this model says to have an ebony board. So I purchased mine a little bit ago. And so mine actually has a rosewood board. So that would be probably the only spec that is different on my guitar versus what you would get if you're clicking to order now. So this is a mahogany body. It is not weight relieved. It does have a AAA flamed maple veneer on the top of it. Looks really good too. There's some nice depth to it on most of the flames. Has a 60s slim taper neck on it, and it has the vintage style volute. It is a 24 3/4 scale length, and the pickups are Wolf branded. It says CNC Destiny wound. They sound really good too. Okay, step number one. Let's get these strings removed. So the first thing I've discovered after removing the strings is the bone nut is not glued down on this guitar. No glue on here at all. So I don't know if it's supposed to be that way or if they just simply missed that at the factory when they were stringing it up and getting ready to ship it out. Who knows? So the tailpiece, let's see what they're using. Sung Il. Have not heard of that one before. No doubt a budget item considering the price point of this guitar at $500. Bridge. This says Tunematic. Seems to be pretty decent quality. There is no retaining wire on this one. And let's check out these pickups. Got those pickup ring screws out. So let's see what kind of punch this guitar is packing. Wow. It looks like I'm going to have to remove the pick guard. That is such a tight fit right there up against it that I'm really not able to get that removed very easily. Let's try the bridge. Yeah, we can look at the bridge one. Looks pretty clean in there. Just some non-branded pickups. They actually sound pretty decent. We'll check those out here a little bit later in the video. right, let's get this out of the way. Wow, that is a really snug fit on that pickup ring. Wow, this has a long neck tenon. I was not expecting that, and that was not in the specs of the guitar either. So no markings on the neck pickup. The bridge just has a T etched into it so they can differentiate which one goes in the bridge versus the neck. Wow, that's really cool. This is normally what you would find on high-end guitars such as custom shops like Gibson's, to have a long neck tenon like this. The new, well, say new, as of late 2019 through the current production model of the Epiphone inspired by Gibson's just 50s standard mass production model, those also have a long neck tenon. But, that's pretty cool, wasn't expecting that. Routes look very clean, very well cut, and they, as you can see, they are shielded with cavity shielding paint. That's also something that I was not expecting and was not in the specs of the guitar when I made the purchase. Now with the pick guard and bridge tailpiece out of the way, let's get another run at the top flame veneer on this guitar. Looks really good. Really nice. Wow, especially right there. Lots of movement. For $500, really happy with the quality of the fit and finish on this. Now looking at the back side, and very nice flow of wood grain on the back. I don't really know if this is a veneer or not. It kind of doesn't look like it. So we can see a darker piece here of wood and multiple other pieces of wood to form the body. So I think they're saving on what the additional cost of a veneer would be. But even with the multi-pieces here, from what it looks like, really nice back on this. Good finish and nice color and flow of that wood grain throughout. You got your multiply bonding on the front and back of the body. And we have a volute on the neck. No serial number or markings of any kind on the back of the guitar. Grover branded tuners. And let's get these screws out of here. All right. And this is also really tight fit for the cavity cover, which normally on most guitars that I have and that I see, it is kind of loose, but not on AIO so far. Everything is real tight fit. Wow, I don't even know if I can get that off. Yeah, got it pried up there. And shielded on the back with the stick-on foil. Nice. There's the back of our switch tip. Alright, and now for the main cavity cover. So what kind of pots and caps we have back here. I'm going to guess they're going to be the smaller dime size, but we don't know yet. Also shielded. Nice. And yes, the smaller dime size pots, which isn't necessarily any kind of issue. Looks like they were done very nice. Everything's nice and tidy in here. Got excess wires tied off together. Nicely done. So makers at AIO, when they are assembling these and getting them ready for shipments, they definitely take their time and do a nice clean job. No cavity dust debris in here, as we see in many other guitars, such as Epiphones. And nicely cavity shielding paint applied, as we have seen in all of the cavities of the guitar so far. Can't really make out any kind of branding on the pots. Doesn't mean that they don't have some kind of branding on there underneath the soldering spots. It's like the tone pots actually do have some branding. And they say made in, I'm pretty sure it says Indonesia. By Ginsung, which we see those on some Epiphone guitars as well. And here's a look at the truss rod area. Alright, so we're going to clean and condition this fretboard. And I use the Dunlop 65 fretboard conditioning oil. And one of the reasons I like it is the applicator pad kind of acts as a scrubber. I also go over the frets, not necessarily meant for just cleaning frets, but it does do a little bit of that. And also you can apply an even coat across the fingerboard of the conditioner oil, whereas other brands with just a tip where you just dab it on there and then you have to move it around yourself. To me, it just doesn't give quite the same degree of conditioning as what this is. But all right, now that conditioning is done, let's get another close look up at this board. Looks a lot better, cleaner, brighter color. Here, as we can see, these are not solid abalone trapezoid inlays. Actually, a thin sheet of that abalone material at the base of the routs themselves, and the trapezoid inlay is a clear block on top of that real thin sheet to give it the appearance that it does. And that's, of course, in cost-saving measures for the overall build of the guitar to bring it to you at the price point of $500. Looks really nice.